I'll be so lonely. If you're leaving, baby, let me down slowly. Let me down.
You guys, real quick before the video starts, I'm streaming on Twitch daily. If you want to support me, the link is in the description. Go there and follow me. Thank you, lads. Enjoy the video. Today we're gonna react on. This is actually a really good video. Who killed masculinity in video games? So, believe it or not, guys, that's actually fucking truth. It is. Nowadays, video games are more gay, for sure. Sorry about that. And it's crazy. It is fucking crazy. But I don't know, it's sad, man. I think that's one big reason I don't play new games is because the old ones are fucking awesome. It's about masculinity. Then the new ones are like, what's the point? You know? So I really want to watch that video. I have no clue what's gonna happen. But man, I'm telling you, this is a good video. Let's go.
Has slowly been drained from modern video games. I was looking at recent staff photos of Ubisoft and Halo Infinite development.
Oh no. Please tell me that's a lie. Please tell me that's a fucking fake picture. That's Ubisoft. Yeah, that explains everything. Where are the men? And not even that, we have blue-haired chicks there. Please tell, bro, I hope that's a fake picture.
Developers, and it's all starting to make sense.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of fat white liberal women.
Yeah.
And white liberal women have no interest in masculine, manly, male characters.
Not even in
They
video
wouldn't even
games.
know how to write one if they tried. This is why Rockstar, a company founded by men that at least in 2018
I'm gonna give it to them.
was still mostly run by men, created the magnum opus Red Dead
Mostly.
Redemption 2, a game with a manly, well-written main protagonist, Arthur Morgan. If you want to see the seismic shift away from masculine characters, honestly, all you need to do is play a few games from 2006, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Consider how many masculine military games came out in the 2000s. Medal of Honor, Call of Duty, Brothers in Arms, Gears of War, Operation Flashpoint,
Fun part, I still play Call of Duty World at War. I love it.
Rainbow Six, Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell. All of these games were starring men and had themes like brotherhood, duty,
Yeah.
sacrifice, honor. Almost all of these franchises have either been killed off, turned into multiplayer games, or went woke. I often wonder why so few modern games appeal to me, and I think another big reason is this.
That's so
Everything is
true.
just so gay now. Compare the games I just mentioned to the modern trash we have to deal with in Overwatch and Apex. Almost every character in these new games is either gay, lesbian, bisexual,
Bro, that's so
trans, or
fucking
something
true.
else. Like, what happened to a masculine dude with a hot chick on his arm? I love the idea of Xbox Game Pass, but I swear every time I open it up and look for new games, there's just so many games that look gay now. I refuse to play another cutesy 2D platformer or a game with a cutesy art style by some indie
Man, give us blood. Give us like something.
developer anymore. I'm just done with these games. If you want my 100% real thoughts on this, I just think the entire video game industry has gone woke and gay.
Yep.
And almost nothing they are making
Almost,
appeals to
yeah.
me in any way anymore. So this is why I mostly play 20-year-old games on my channel, because they were just better. I was recently reading an insider
Fun
review
better.
about what went down at Volition Studios with the disastrous Saints Row reboot from an inside source. This source said that the LGBTQ community within the company was actually pretty small, but they are the loudest and the most annoying, and the company leadership chose to promote these people into key roles.
Fucking dummies.
And that's how you get the absolute dumpster fire of a game that was Saints Row 2022. I think what you have at a lot of these game studios is about 80% of the staff is probably just hetero dudes trying to do their job, but they're afraid of speaking up or saying what they actually think. And then you have the LGBTQ folks making decisions about what kind of game to make. And everything just ends up being safe and soft and sensitive because, oh, we can't hurt anybody's feelings. So, of course, you get these shitty dumpster fire video games that
That's
nobody wants
crazy,
to
man.
play. After reading a lot of insider interviews at these developers, this is my sense of what has been happening. I also feel like there's this kind of unholy alliance right now between games journalists, white liberal women at game studios, and the LGBTQ community.
Who fucking cares? Fucking fire them. Tell them so they can find another job. Sure, don't let them without a job. But fucking fire them. Nobody cares. They destroy your company. You're gonna lose money, dummy.
Studios. And they all seem to be united around one thing. They actually hate gamers. And who are gamers overwhelmingly? Well, heterosexual dudes like us, of course. This recent Reddit thread was written by an actual game developer and made me realize this. It reads, headline,
Am I allowed to say this? I kind of hate gamers. I'm a professional game designer, and I'm worried that I'm starting to hate gamers. Watching the gaming events on YouTube last month with the chat on was extremely disheartening experience. Every time a character that wasn't a cis-het white man appeared on screen, the chats would fill with messages calling the game woke or complaining about DEI.
Yeah,
Every
good.
game that wasn't a shooter or a hyper-casual competitive online game garnered zzz and boring comments. I've seen people implying that the MC in Fable trailers is ugly because it's a self-insert of some random level designer working at Playground whom they deemed not fuckable enough. I don't know, it's just the internet magnifying negative voices, I guess, doing what it does best. But it's making me real tired of gamers.
So at this point, it
That's-
seems that games journalists
Give up,
and all
quit
of the
for your job.
liberal
Nobody
LGBT
cares.
mafia that work at game studios actually hate their audience. And this is a comment I keep reading from you guys again and again. I swear they literally hate us. They seem to be dead set on giving their audience exactly what we
That's
don't want.
bro. Just ask these dummies in the roads. Just ask them. What do you think about white men? Oh, they're so awful. They don't offer anything to society, even though they just actually create society. And you know, not just white. I mean, men in general, obviously, right? I'm just giving an example. They build the society, of course. All of the men, black, doesn't matter. Every man, they build a society, man. Like straight men build a fucking society, man. That's it. I'm trying not to cuss, but I'm getting angry. Okay. So it's crazy to me that happened, man.
How long is your business going to be open if you're dead set on not giving the customer what they want?
Exactly.
This is why when skanks like Alyssa Mercante are crying about Kotaku shutting down and losing their jobs, and game studios are going under because they were associated with Sweet Baby Inc., I just laugh. Let them burn. Let all these companies burn who don't know how to give the audience. The wonderful irony in all this is that it's the very games that the woke cancel mob has tried to cancel that seem to do the best. Remember Hogwarts Legacy? Yeah, men who dress in women's clothes tried to get it canceled. Instead, the game sold 25 million copies.
Yeah.
Oops. Remember Elden Ring? Remember how the woke mob tried to accuse
Amazing game.
of having, quote, problematic depictions of women?
Bro, every single amazing game that the Netherlands, the new ones, they want to take it off. But they failed.
Oops. Sold 25 million copies. At this point, making an offensive game seems to guarantee that game's success. We could talk about Stellar Blade, pissing off all of the liberal progressives, and yet everybody went out and bought it. Okay, so in the rest of this video, I want to give you 4 examples of a game or game series going from masculine to feminine or gay.
Oh no.
And it basically either killed or ruined.
Please
the
don't,
brand.
bro. It's gonna be so sad.
Number 1, Ubisoft and Red Storm Entertainment. So Red Storm Entertainment was a video game company founded by the legendary Tom Clancy to make Tom Clancy video games. He sold the company to Ubisoft in the year 2000, and Ubisoft in the 2000s actually had some balls and made some of the manliest games you've ever seen. There were the Splinter Cell games, the Ghost Recon games,
Far Cry
Rainbow Six
2,
games,
yeah.
and Far Cry games. All of these games pretty much feature exclusively men, and these IPs in the 2000s had so much testosterone, just a single glance from a woman in their direction would get her pregnant. I mean, motherfucking Sam Fisher, come on. The dude is the ultimate Giga Chad. Scott Mitchell in Ghost Recon. Now, you pick your own character in Far Cry 2, but it's definitely a manly game that will put hair on your chest. So what is Red Storm Entertainment up to today? Well, I recently saw that Tom Clancy's The Division Heartland
Oh,
is being led
no.
by a man who dresses in women's clothes in his free time. Now look, I don't give a shit if you want to identify as a dragon and go around laying magic eggs, but can we agree that the least masculine thing on earth you can do is dress in women's clothes? Tom Clancy would be rolling over in his grave right now if he knew the absolute disaster that Red Storm Entertainment had become.
How
Number
though?
two,
How they got the control?
Wolfenstein. So I was
No,
recently playing Wolfenstein: The New Order for the first time, which came out in 2014.
bro,
And I have to say,
Wolfenstein,
out of all the
man.
games I was sure were going to avoid woke Western.
What a game!
progressivism,
I have
this
played
game's
number
pretty high
2.
up there. The first 3 entries of the reboot were all fantastic. They had the badass BJ Blazkowicz, an
Yeah.
absolute unit, as the main character, ripping apart entire armies of Nazis with the sexy and smart Anya as his arm candy and wife. Machine Game's first 3 Wolfenstein entries, which came out in 2014, 2015, and 2017, are all great. They have normal men and women doing normal shit in them. Awesome. But of course, the woke mob had to get involved somehow. So you have a beloved series
Don't
with a
show me that,
beloved,
man.
tough, male, manly main character. Do you suppose it's a good idea to kill off that guy and replace him with cringy girl boss characters?
What?
Wolfenstein Youngblood came out in 2019, and it's an absolute tone-deaf disaster. So many modern video games I find
Bro,
myself
are
asking,
you kidding me, man? Are you kidding me? What is going on there?
this? Who asked for this? I often ask the same thing of the new Star Wars shows by Kathleen Kennedy as well. The Wolfenstein reboot had the perfect synergy of story and gameplay. You are BJ Blazkowicz, unleashing his rage on the Nazis for killing everyone he loved. You see this come across in his brutal assassinations, like sticking a rusty pipe
I haven't played it
through
over
the
a while,
eye
though.
socket of an SS
Might try
Warren
it.
commander. But the setup to Wolfenstein Youngblood is incredibly cringe. In it, you play as BJ's daughters, and they're
the
honestly
fuck,
nothing like him. The first time you kill somebody, they don't really want to do it, and when they finally kill the guy, they have to have lattes and talk about it afterwards. Youngblood is a perfect example of how a cutscene can go so wrong in a game. BJ's setup is perfect and explains to you why you're doing the actions you're doing. BJ's daughters, however, are acting like they're in an episode of Big Bang Theory the whole time, but oh yeah, they just happen to be killing Nazis, and haha, isn't this so funny? It's tonally all over the place and just so
What
full
is
of
that,
fancy
man?
and awful cinematics, which is ironic because the cinematics in the first 3 games were like so good and short, and they got to the point, and they were really emotional and impactful. Example number 3, Gears of War. For a full explanation
haven't played
of
it.
how the woke mob girl bossed Gears of War, see my video on that game, but I'll keep this short. The first 3 Gears games are an incredible trilogy focusing on the bonds and brotherhood between men. They're incredibly masculine games, focusing on duty and sacrifice and military orders.
Let's go.
And I know some of you hate this, but for 10,000 years, it's only been men fighting wars. Sorry. The first 3 games focus on Marcus, Dom,
Bro,
Cole,
I'm not saying don't put women at all. Put some women, sure. Bro, sure. Like, sometimes it's sexy. Like, you to put a woman in a badass woman in the military, it's fucking hot. But don't make the main character, man. The main character. I mean, do it in my game. But other than that, don't put a female there. It just not matches. I don't know. I don't even like Tomb Raider. And I know that a lot of people would like it. I don't like it. It sucks. Sorry.
and Baird.
I wonder
is a
why.
masculine story of brotherhood. Well, the progressive woke mob somehow got to Gears of War, and Gears 4 and 5 are about sisterhood, motherhood, being a traitor, and what it feels like to be a woman.
Are you kidding me,
Introduce
man?
the character of Kate Diaz, who I don't think
Are you-
anybody gives a single fuck about. What they should have done is put Kate in a spin-off game, not a mainline Gears entry. But here's the problem, of course. nobody would have bought it. So unfortunately, Gears 4 and 5 are basically girl boss, feminist Gears of War, and any masculine story about men is put on the back burner. Of course, the games include Baird and Marcus in them, but they're really on the back burner, and Gears is now about Kate Diaz, who I've never talked to a Gears fan even cares about. Moving on, example number 4, the Saints Row reboot. Saints Row spent 10 years building up characters.
Oh, I think that's a good
building up
game.
a very distinctive and edgy and male sense of humor. It's the kind of stuff you and the guys would laugh at. Some of the recurring characters in Saints Row are
no,
Johnny
man.
Gat, Julius, Aisha, Shondi, and several others. In these games, the men are men and the women are women. Johnny is edgy and hilarious and always has a hot chick on his arm. The humor is crude and hilarious, and the
I mean,
scenes are
exactly,
always-
bro. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't put women there. Of course, put some women. I don't mind. Of course, don't make the main character a woman. That's for sure. I go against that. For me personally, I'm not gonna like the game, bro. Even when I was playing Fortnite, and you have in the beginning of that they came out, because now the game sucks obviously. But in the beginning that it came out, which was actually a bit good. When I had, you remember the default skin that it was like random. That it gives you a white guy, a black woman, a white woman, whatever. And when I had the woman, I was like, fuck. Like, no, bro.
getting into trouble. So what went wrong with the reboot? Well, the woke 2022 reboot thought it was a good idea to kill off every single character from the old Saints Row games, and I guess they thought we would be cool with that. But don't worry, all of the beloved characters you've come to know and love have been replaced with tokenistic characters from a literal seminar on diversity. You've got the gay Asian man, the girl boss lesbian, another girl boss lesbian, and the gay black guy. The LGBTQ mafia didn't just kill Saints Row, they crucified it on a rainbow flag.
That's a
This is
game.
what you get, guys. This is what you fuckers get for supporting these people. They turn out shitty games that aren't funny, that aren't cool, that aren't masculine.
Who
So
plays
stop
those things, bro?
firing these people.
Bro,
Game
if you play this game and you have fun, you have issues. Get help.
Developers need to stop putting gay stuff in games, and they need to fire every liberal white woman if they want us
Please.
to ever buy a game again. Because I'm serious.
But I still care about them, the human beings. I know the dumb. I'm just gonna say dumb. But honestly, let them fire another job first, and then fire them.
We are done with this shit. We're not buying these games. Like Phil Spencer is out here complaining about how people aren't spending as much money on games anymore. I guarantee if you give us hetero dudes hot chicks in games again and manly men, you will see sales go through the roof. Bring back the glory days of video games. I have
Please.
this theory that in a few years we're going to see a turn back to the golden era of video games, and people are going to start buying games again. I recently saw this crazy chart from 2023 that basically showed that people are only playing old games these days. Nobody wants
Let's
to
go
play
games.
anything that's new out right now because it's all woke. and
Nobody
it all
cares.
Sucks so bad. So anyway, guys, let's all hope there's a return of masculine characters in games again at some point that we can relate to. All right, I'm out.
Toxic positivity. That video was absolutely amazing.
Got me feeling